All right, that workout is done. We on the way home. That's it. Yep, I'm officially done with this workout. Spent about 2 hours there at the gym, um, and it was good. A good workout. Very, very pleased with it. Always trying to make progress. So for me, I'm excited for all the small little wins. Like I said, I felt like I had some good sleep today, and that was really nice. And I felt like it showed in the gym today. So, um, I was really grateful. I was talking to my wife on my way to the gym or at the gym when I pulled up, and I know she really wanted to go, but we have our daughter, and so she had to stay home and watch her. And I know that my wife, she likes to be in the gym, and I know that can be a little challenge for her. So I told her I was sorry, that she couldn't make it to the gym, and she was like, what, baby, that's fine. Like, I'm completely good with it. Like yesterday, I may have felt some type of way, but uh, I'm just glad that you are wanting to do it, that you care enough about your health. And it blessed me to hear that because it's just small things like that, are why I love being married. It's for the fact of just knowing that you have a spouse who can look at things differently. Yeah, she might be in some type of mood some days and stuff like that, but she still has enough self-awareness to recognize that she was in a mood and to say something about that. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there was a guy yesterday in some comments that I saw, and he was just talking about how when he would go to, when he would feel like he was missing out on a relationship, when he would go to the store, he would remind himself that he wasn't missing out on anything after he would see that man crawling around or crawling behind his wife like a lapdog, miserable. And I was just like, that's such a stupid thing to say. Like, why would you say something so dumb? You have no idea why that man, number one, looks the way he does. Could he have done something stupid and now he has to tuck his tail between his legs? Or who knows? But you really don't know their situation. All that let me know was that this man who was saying this in the comments was still dealing with trauma. He was still dealing with traumatic experiences that he never resolved. And to make a statement like that, to remind yourself of, like why it's good to be single. I understand there's moments where it's good to be single, like getting yourself together, making sure that your life is in order for the person who you want to come into your life. But if you choose to be single for the rest of your life, hey, no problem. No sweat off my back or to you either. But if you were married, now you're not married right now, and you're saying it as if like you're more offended than you actually are good. If you can honestly say that you can be single and not jack off or not watch porn and do all that and live life that way, by all means, brother, congratulations to you. But if you can't, don't talk about being single because it does not work the same way. You have to cut those ties too. Biblically, that's what you have to do. And if you can't do that, then it would be better for you to be married, to be honest with you. So for me, when I think about those things, it's like I'd rather be married than to be single. I've learned so much, and just listening to my wife today, it just blessed me. Like this is why I make sure to go to the gym. This is why I make sure to give what I can into her and to my children because of just moments like this where, she was feeling some type of way yesterday about it, but now she's like regrouped, got her mind together, and sees the bigger picture. And so tomorrow we'll be at it again tomorrow. It's just, uh, we had to do something a little bit different today. But to the man in those comments who said what he said, I'm sorry for you because you're still hurt. I feel bad for you because you still haven't taken care of yourself in the right way to get your mind completely in order. Like a spouse is supposed to add to you. A spouse is supposed to lift you up and to make you better. And if you never saw that, was it because she was a terrible person? I don't know. Maybe it was just because you weren't really listening to her when she was speaking to you. Maybe you weren't really edifying her to help her grow and to become a better woman in general, it's your job to do that. It's not her job to do it for you. So I think about that because marriage is very important. God created this covenant between a man and a woman, told them to be fruitful and multiply, not just by children, but by business, by endeavors, things that you're doing. Like, don't just do nothing. I mean, we have the potential to create so much more out of life doing it with a spouse than doing it by yourself. And so I feel like people who say things like that just don't really understand the value of marriage. They're too hurt, too offended, still in their feelings, all butthurt, and haven't found a way to get over it yet. And so to that man, I feel for you. But eventually you'll snap out of it and recognize that there are good women out there. And you had to grow up first to actually recognize that that's the truth. So once you get there, let me know. You may never even get a chance to meet me, but all I know is that I'll be praying for you and more men like you, because more men need to speak about this type of conversation versus being so negative, versus looking at it like a MGTOW mindset. The MGTOW mindset is so jacked up, just a bunch of hurt men who don't know how to get over themselves, who don't know how to man up and be vulnerable. Manning up and being vulnerable is the biggest thing, not just manning up, being vulnerable to talk about women in a negative way. Grow up. All women got some issues, but you do too. You're not perfect. So anyways, just a little rant because I love my wife and I'm grateful for what I've learned because of her, what I've learned through her. And just by listening more effectively, not just being like mean and rude and all these different things, but truly listening to my wife. It doesn't mean I have to do everything that she says. It just means that hear what she has to say. Listen, jot it down, pay attention to what's really coming out of her mouth so you can really understand her heart behind the words. Sometimes we miss the mark because you get offended based off what she's saying. And I feel like a lot of men who were married and now they're single and choose and refrain to get married again, I just feel like it's like you just hurt still. So I've been there. I was divorced in the worst kind of way, and I didn't ever know, was it really a thing for me to get married again? It took me a long time to really realize the errors I made in my last marriage. 3 years of a lot of work on Dimitri, but I realized I wanted to be married again. I realized I wanted to give it another chance because I made a lot of mistakes too. So once I recognized that quicker and I became self-aware, because as men, that's one thing we have to do. We have to become self-aware. That's stoicism. Really understand who you are as a person. Really spend more time focusing on you than focusing on other people. Once you focus on yourself, the healing is quicker. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Stop worrying about what everybody else is saying. Focus on what you ain't doing. Focus on what you ain't saying or are saying, and start fixing those areas. Read some new books, listen to some podcasts, go online and just immerse yourself in knowledge, then apply that, turn that into wisdom. Without wisdom is just nothing. But the wisdom after that knowledge is the most important thing. Get some new information in you, read some new books, learn how to just recognize who you really are and start growing. But anyways, that's all I got. We'll talk soon, and take it easy. See ya.